Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this. The sun finally came out in Maine. I didn't know that we still had one. It's been raining all week. What am I talking about all week? It's been raining all summer. Minus a couple days here and there where I had an opportunity to sunburn a foot. Just wait a minute for people to join. I'm so excited about this. Give you guys a minute. See who's coming on. Oh, I should probably get more familiar with the controls too. Yeah, once we have a couple people join, we'll go ahead and dive in. Going through the masterclass and the 8 keys to freedom. I'm excited to share these with you guys. You guys are going to be the first people to hear about my new messaging, to benefit from it. Very excited. Now it takes a minute for Facebook to announce that we're here. And I am going to plug in my headphones. It has been a week this week. I have been practicing what I preach big time. A lot happened this week. Stuff with parents. Dad's having a pretty major surgery tomorrow. Wishing his belief system allowed for a non-surgical option, but it does not. I respect that. Helping some friends do some big things. Yeah. And did some really cool stuff with law enforcement and my clients this week. So it's been a lot, but I'm grateful for all of it. Let me know when you're here with me. Just going to give it a couple minutes before I kick off. I joined right on time tonight, actually, whereas I've been joining a couple minutes early before. So we'll wait until about 5 past and then we'll kick it off. Oh, George is coming in to say hello. Hey, buddy. You want to come join your fan group? Hi. Hi. Come here, little man. You want to jump up? Come here. Here. Hi. Hey, squishy cat. Can't pet one without the other one getting jealous. Come on. Come here, babies. Come on. Wait a few more minutes. See if anybody's coming on. I don't see anyone coming on yet. If you're here and you're just watching me, let me know. Hey, Squish. Hi, Biddy. Last night in the training series. Very excited to present the offer I have for each of you. I know several of you are going to be more than ready for this. Hey, there you go, buddy. Always on a cat's terms, right? There's a Squishy. There's a George. Hi, buddy. Yeah, we're not going to be able to lay on the keypad pad. I kind of need that tonight. All right, we'll wait one more minute and then we'll just kick in. You guys are going to have access to this recording, so you can go back anytime. Hopefully, you guys are going to be joining me soon, but the information will be here for you regardless. Let me just check notifications up here. No, not seeing anyone joining so far. Let me know if you're here. Just going to give it another minute. Let's see, is there a way? Whoops. No, I totally messed that up. Okay, there we go. And now I have lost my comments. Okay. Hang on. Ah, give me 1 second. I totally lost the window. Oh, all right. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me see comments, but I did see that a few of you are here. Just for whatever reason, they're not showing up. So, okay, I am just going to go ahead and dig in because it looked like, I don't know what's going on with Facebook tonight, but I'm going to trust you guys are here and that at some point the comments are going to actually start coming in. So I'm just going to try hello, see if that helps. See if anybody's able to see that comment in there. I gotta love the technology. Gotta love the technology. Yeah, for whatever reason, I can't see comments. So I'm going to try to work around that because I wanted this to be interactive. Bear with me one more second, guys. Oh, okay. Now I can see it's on. They've got 3 people with me here. I still can't see any comments. Now there's 2. Okay. All right. Okay, now it's showing me comments, but I can't see them. All right. I'm not going to waste any more time on the tech. I'm just going to trust that the comments will come in as we need them. Give me 1 moment. I want to share out my deck to present the masterclass to you guys. The 8 keys to freedom. Let's see if I can get this down. Okay. Goodness. Goodness. All right. Let's get that going here. And then we'll share out the screen. There we go. Okay. All right. So I really wish I could see comments in here. I'm going to go back after we're done with this recording, see what I can, but this is going to be sort of like speaking to dead air for me because it's showing me that people are here. It's showing me comments, but I'm blind to them. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope everybody's doing well. And again, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're watching this. Good night if you're joining from Scotland again, Lorraine. So for those who don't know who I am yet, my name is Katie Wrigley. I am a transformational coach and level 2 cognitive movement practitioner. A magic ball here, all the amazing things it can do. And I also host a podcast called Pain Changer Podcast. So, whoops, there we go, going backwards. That was last night's slide. All right, let's see if we do this. Okay, so what you can expect tonight, we're going to go deeper into what the problem is or some of the deeper problems that are underneath the pain and where you may be struggling the most. This should help you really see what may be the piece that's really going to give you the most bang for your buck. You're also going to learn what you can do today to experience relief and how quickly you can turn things around for yourself. Let's see if I can keep this going first. Okay, so why does this work? Cognitive movement with coaching. So a lot of what's going on, when you can start to feel and see in your body that pain is simply your body trying to give you a message. It's not trying to punish you, nor is pain the long-term answer, and it's definitely not the end game. You will start to experience freedom just by starting to make that perspective shift, just that alone. And even the practice of forgiveness, even the simple practice of forgiveness can yield massive relief in pain and more function throughout your body. So that was where I started, was forgiveness. And in 3 weeks, I stopped limping for the first time in a 1.5 years simply by practicing forgiveness. That was it. So the keys that I'm going to share with you tonight, these are the keys that I have personally used and I have benefited from on my road to becoming the unstoppable person I am today. The one that doesn't have pain, the one that anytime my body does start to flare up on me, I can pretty much nip it in the bud within a couple of minutes now. And I use these keys today and I'm going to use them for the rest of my life to remain pain-free. And the best way that I've found to understand what is underneath your pain, what is keeping you there, is cognitive movement combined with coaching, which is exactly what we're going to be talking about tonight. So cognitive movement is going to help you tap into your body. It's going to help you access memories and events that are long forgotten. So only 5% of your mind is conscious. And the problem with that is that we tend to think it is running the whole show. The other 95% is below the surface, and your body is storing all of that. So with cognitive movement, we're using a combination of cross-body movements and eye movements, and we're able to shift the energy from low to high. It's going to down-regulate the nervous system, those fight or flight nervous systems we were talking about earlier this week. It's going to harmonize the hemispheres of the brain. It activates the brain too. The ball itself activates it. It creates new neural pathways, allows you to have new answers and solutions that may not have been available to you before. And it's also going to be giving access to all the file systems in the brain. So you have place cells all over your brain that are storing memory. And as we get into these specific eye movements, you're going to be accessing those and you're going to feel it in the eyes in different ways, double vision, a pulling. Sometimes your eyes can get really dry, and it helps you make connections to things that you never realized were connected before. One of the most common pieces of feedback I hear is like, wow, I have worked on this so many times and I never found that. Or I don't know what just happened, but I feel completely different. And in both cases, the person leaves and they make massive changes without even any conscious thought. The new neural pathway is there. And so what's really cool is we're also activating all three ways that we learn, all three learning centers: auditory, visual, and kinesthetic. So what this means is, as we're creating this new neural pathway, the body can automatically reorganize itself under the new neural pathway much faster. And that is actually pretty cool. And then when you combine that with coaching for that extra support and accountability, and every successful person I know has a coach. Everyone who wants to succeed, I've hired so many coaches. I've had a vocal coach, I've had a podcast coach, I've had a wellness coach, I've had a life coach, I've had a business coach, I've had a couple business coaches, because I know that that power works. And I know how important it is to have someone by your side, especially when you don't want to do it, especially when you want to give up. And using that when someone is in pain, cognitive movement with coaching is the most powerful combination that I've had to date. And I've personally benefited from it so much. So the three main takeaways that I want you to have today, and there's one big one that this is actually going to culminate into that I'll give you at the end. But I want you to start to understand what happens when you're giving away all of your power to doctors and other professionals, and why it is so important to learn how to tune into your body and how much faster that's going to make your healing journey. And we're also going to be talking about the importance of letting go and learning to trust yourself. That may be the biggest key, actually. Well, not the biggest, but that may be one of the most important ones, learning to trust yourself in this process. So you are in the right place tonight if you're ready to let go, if you're strong and you're brave and you want support and accountability. And I've been talking to each one of you in different ways. Every single one of you is strong and brave. I don't think any of you are in the wrong place here tonight. If you tried everything that you can think of and you still hurt, you're in the right place. If you are ready to rely on yourself and learn how you can be the biggest influence and how you can impact your own healing, you're in the right place. Last but not least, you are coachable, meaning that you are open to trying things. So you are not in the right place if you want to keep your pain and your diagnoses a part of who you are. Pain gets linked into our identity when we're in it for a while. I get it. It's understandable. If you're ready to let that go, you're in the right place. If that is still giving you a lot, you're probably not ready to work with me yet. And that's okay. I'm going to be here for a while. So when you're ready, I'm here. If you prefer relying on others to fix your problems, this is not the program for you. If you want the easy route, there is no easy route. The way out of pain is through it. The way out of trauma is through it. And it takes bravery and courage to be able to do that. If you are more afraid of what is under the pain than you are of continuing to live with the pain, not for you. And if you think you already have all the answers and that pain is going to be your life story, again, this isn't the program for you. So I want you to look at both of those options right now. And I want to go back to what we were talking about the other night. So in option A, you can keep feeling hopeless, angry, frustrated, and scared, wondering when the pain's going to end while you're constantly riddled with anxiety. You can continue to withdraw from your relationships, cancel plans, back out of your social life, making yourself more and more isolated. Or maybe you're becoming over reliant on loved ones, all the while feeling like a burden. Your health can continue to decline as you continue to look for what is wrong. You can start risking your job, or maybe you have already risked your job due to how much time you have to face. You're looking at a mountain of ever-growing medical bills that just seem to be nonstop. You're starting to feel separate from source or from God or spirit, whatever you call that higher power. You're feeling like a victim and you wonder what you have done to deserve this. Or you can learn how to be confident. You can feel hopeful and strong. You can become unstoppable. This is option B, becoming unstoppable. You can experience joy and bliss again on a regular basis. You can feel calm and relaxed on a regular basis. No more of that nervous system on fire. You can get back to laughing again on a regular basis. You can start to be present with your family and your friends because the pain in your body is not a constant. You're able to be out of your body again. You can start to enjoy a thriving social life again because the fear of the pain spikes are behind you. You can become more productive at work. You can be on your A game again, lower your medical expenses, and imagine all the time that you get back for yourself that you are not spending at doctor's offices. More time to spend with the people that you love and the things that you love. You can feel connected to source again. You can start to be of service because you're feeling so good. Your cup is full. So you have more to give other people. You can start eating better, moving more, improving your mental health, having better sleep, better sex too, having less stress. So what would you choose? Option A or option B? I'm going to try to look at the chat and hopefully I'm going to stop sharing this for a moment and just see if I'm able to see you guys over here again. Nope. Still can't see any comments, but all right. I do see that you guys are with me. So I'm going to go back into sharing again. And I'm also going to assume that option B is the one that you want because we've already had this conversation. Here we go. All right. Let me go back in here and continue sharing this out. Okay. Let's see. Over here and okay. Now I have everything set. All right. So if you're still with me, you know you're in the right place. Let's continue. Okay. So a little bit about me. You guys have probably heard this before. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I do want you to understand that I know what it is like. And I hit rock bottom in 2017, left myself disabled in 2018. And then the power of what happened when I started to believe I could heal myself with my mind. So it was just 5 years ago that I was disabled and I was miserable. I was terrified that this was what it was going to look like for the rest of my life. And I was wondering, how the hell is this current state going to scale for the next 30 or 40 years? I was 43 at the time, hoping to live into my 80s. How the hell was it going to scale as bad as I was feeling? I couldn't worked for like 20 minutes a day. I was on disability for 5 months. Making a healthy meal was out of the question because I couldn't stand up long enough to do it. I was going to a doctor or physical therapy or a chiropractor or a massage or a specialist or all of the above. And a lot of times I was going to multiple ones of those appointments every single week. It was like a full-time job to be healing. And every time I went to the doctor, I got a worse and worse diagnosis. They kept piling up. I was told that surgery was going to fix some of what was going on. When the diagnosis of CRPS came through, that was when I'd had enough. And I thought, there has to be a better way. There has to. There is no way in hell that this is going to scale for the next 30, 40 years. I can't stand how I feel. I didn't know how I was going to scale for another 3 to 4, let alone 10 times that amount of time. I was in excruciating pain. My back hurt so bad because I had been limping for so long. I hadn't been able to fully extend my leg from my knee replacement yet, which is making the limp worse. My left arm was going numb a lot because I had a bone spur in my C5, C6 that was causing some massive nerve pain in here. My left shoulder had been diagnosed with frozen shoulder because of all the nerve stuff in there or something. It was just a mess. And I spent so much time on heating pads, and this blew Bill McKenna's mind when I told him. But I spent so much time on heating pads because it was the only way that I got relief, that I had literally cooked my skin. Like, you see how pale I am. The skin on my lower back was brown because I had cooked it so bad. I don't tolerate synthetic pain meds. Advil, Tylenol, Aleve, all of those, the generics, all of them make me sick. Opiates make me sick. Everything makes me sick. And tramadol makes me borderline suicidal. It's not a good mix for me. So synthetic meds were out of the way. I couldn't do any of those for pain meds. The meds they did give me, Lyrica and Robaxin for muscles, those made me really tired. So I was sleeping a lot. And full transparency, I was totally abusing cannabis at the time, but yet the pain persisted. Despite how high I was, I never got more than a couple of minutes of relief at a time, even when I was cooking my skin. And then when I reached out for my wellness coach, someone who is now a dear friend and a mentor of mine, I started to meditate and practice forgiveness. And she planted a very important seed that I could heal myself with my mind. And in all honesty, I thought it was bullshit, but I glommed onto it like a drowning woman gloms on to a life preserver, anything to keep me afloat. This seed that I could heal myself with my mind, that was what got me going. And so at first I wanted to like prove her wrong, actually. I don't know why, because she seemed like the last hope. And the other thing she said was that I already had everything inside of me that I needed to heal. The same way that I've been telling you that you already have everything inside of you that you need to heal. And despite thinking she was crazy and kind of wanted to prove her wrong, I followed what she told me to do. And to my surprise, about 2 to 3 weeks later, I stopped limping. And here's the crazy thing. I didn't actually realize that I stopped limping until she asked me, like, how are you doing? Are you still limping? I was like, oh my gosh, I almost didn't notice it because I was so locked up in the pain and it's so far into my identity that I almost missed when I started to feel better. I had been so doubtful too of what she was saying. I was so convinced that it wasn't going to work, but I couldn't stand what my life looked like. So it felt like my only choice. And then suddenly something worked better than anything else had. And in 2 to 3 weeks too, it didn't involve needles. It didn't involve drugs. It was me just being, meditating and practicing forgiveness. And the pain level was still pretty high, but I could start to walk again without limping. And I was told I was going to need surgery to make that happen. And then a year later, I was climbing mountains, literally climbing mountains, and an 11,000 foot mountain, to be clear. I was living in Colorado at the time, so I started at about 4,000 feet, but I climbed 7,000 feet a year later. And yeah, my body still hurt a good bit, but I think most people's body hurts after they've climbed 7,000 feet. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but I was able to live again. I was able to travel. I was able to have experiences. I was able to go have a life again, only 1 year after I was disabled. And then after that, I got kind of lax with my wellness routine and pain started to come back up again. And I started going back to doctors. I started to get wrapped into that again. And then when I was waiting for a consult for a neurosurgeon, another friend popped up and said, you should try this. I've been talking to this guy who created this, and I think it may help you. And I thought, all right, let's give it a shot. Neurosurgery kind of terrified even me, even though I'd made a story around it. And this was a game changer for me. I felt immediate relief with my first session with Bill. And then it didn't last for more than a week or so. Now, the pain never went up as high as it was before that session, ever. It never went up to that level again. But that was just the first layer for me. But then after I attended the 3-day virtual retreat or event, which is now an in-person 4-day event, that was when I permanently changed my pain. And it still took some practice to get to where I am today. But that event and cognitive movement is what permanently changed things. And cognitive movement has helped me in ways that nothing else has had, not even my psychedelic plant medicine. Those have done a lot for me too. Cognitive movement has done more, and it's done it faster because it goes deep into the body, deep into the subconscious and unconscious mind where these things are stored, and it helps you release them. And what's great is you don't even have to feel anything for very long. Because I was like a cat over a bathtub with feelings. I didn't want to feel anything longer than I had to. But cognitive movement fast tracks it, so you only have to feel it for minutes. But make no mistakes, it does not shortcut anything. It just speeds it up. And then when I realized that I was in charge of my pain, it dawned on me. The seed that my friend had planted was correct. I had healed myself with my mind. And she had been right. I had been holding the keys I had had everything within me already that I needed to heal, the same way that you have everything within you that you need to heal. And it was just a matter of figuring out which keys went into which doors, having the courage to open them, explore what was there, unpack it, and let it go. And Cogno Movement made that so much easier to do because you only had to be in it for minutes at a time. And that made it bearable for me. So I want to ask you again, just like I asked last week in the group, what if your diagnoses were actually symptoms? And what if learning how to speak to your body and listen to your body could give you the release and allow you to alleviate those symptoms so that you can experience the same pain-free state that I'm in now? Would you do it? What if you going inward is the key to your freedom? So I want to go into the 3 mistakes people make with their wellness. And I'm saying this with zero judgment whatsoever. I made all 3, especially the body deaf. That was the hardest one for me. So let me explain a little bit about what each of these is. So the body victims, you are listening to everything your doctor says. You're trusting them 100%. You are not questioning anything. You are accepting whatever prognosis they give you as the truth. And even if you start to feel worse, you keep following what they do because you figure they know what they're doing. You may be overriding your gut, maybe telling yourself like, okay, this is going to get better. This is going to get better. Your gut may be going, this isn't the path for you. This isn't the path for you. But you're still blindly trusting your doctors. And honestly, who can blame you? Because that's what we're taught, right? Trust your doctors. They know what they're talking about. They've gone to school for a really long time. Do what they say. They're right. That's what we're taught. But if your gut is screaming at you that it doesn't feel right, that's something to listen to. And if you're getting more and more anxious and things seem to be getting worse, that's something to listen to too. You know, sometimes when you start sharing with your doctor that you're anxious, they're going to give you meds to fix the anxiety. Or they're going to give you meds to fix the side effects of the other meds. And next thing you know, you have meds to help, and then meds to balance out those meds, and then meds to help those meds, and then those meds to help those meds. And you got 3 or 4 or 5, 6 layers deep of medications, all trying to balance this body that you're just not listening to because your doctor has told you that that's the way to do it, regardless of what is screaming inside of you. But I want you to think about this for a minute. If you are one that is handing over your prognosis to your doctor right now, when you've broken a bone and the doctor has put you in a cast, did your body heal itself with the help of that cast, or did the doctor heal you? Your body healed itself, right? Because it knows what to do to heal. It needs to be set up for success, but your body already knows what to do to heal. The cast is just giving it success. The doctor's skill is in putting the cast on. Your body's innate wisdom is healing that broken bone. Now, the body deaf, this is where I really got stuck. So you are continuing to ignore the whispers from your body. You have a stomach ache, so you take an antacid. You have a headache, so you take Tylenol, or in my case, I take some cannabis, and you keep going. And then you believe that you're going to need something else to end your suffering, or you try some magic pill that's out there that's supposed to be having miraculous results, but yet you feel stuck. You feel frustrated. You continue living your life under these limits that are keeping you small, keeping you stuck, keeping you in that prison. You feel hopeless. And the louder your body screams at you, the more confused, hopeless, depressed, angry, and frustrated you become. Let me know if this is resonating with you. I will try to get the comments going at some point. And of course, you're confused. And of course, you're frustrated. How many people before me have told you that you are the one that holds the control of your healing already? Seriously, how many people have you heard that from before me who have told you that you can be the one that's in charge of your healing, that you already have everything you need inside of you? You just need to learn how to access it. Who's told you that before me? And I can't blame you for the body deaf. I was in the body deaf. And again, this is a judgment-free zone. These are just the mistakes where people get stuck. And then the last one, the body escapees. Okay, I may have been in that one a little bit longer, actually. You try anything and everything to try to fix yourself. except looking inside yourself for the solution. Try pharmaceuticals, try numbing agents, you try magic pills again, and who can blame you? Like, think about what the big pharma ads are doing to us, right? Like, when you look at those big pharma ads, who wouldn't want that life? It's all puppy dogs, kittens, rainbows, picnics. Everything's going well once they take that little magic pill. Who wouldn't want that life? I want that life. I don't think that's the way to get it. But I mean, I look at the big pharma ads and I'm like, gee, that picnic looks so great. And never mind the fact that there's disclaimers going across the screen about anal leakage or death as possible side effects. You want that life, right? Yeah. You're getting programmed to want that life and get that pill to have that life. But maybe that's not the one for you. And you do want to feel better. And you think that you're just one step away from it. So you continue this quest outside of yourself to figure out what is going to help you. So you can stay stuck in one of those body victim, body deaf, body escapees. I would love to see when I can see the chat again. I would love to see which one you guys fall into. And I was all three. The body escapees and the body deaf, probably where I hung out the longest. I loved the numbing. It was a great way to be able to ignore everything that was going on. I mean, I ran away from myself so long that I had to get disabled before I paid attention. Like, that is how much denial I had. This is why I don't judge anybody else for anything you do, because I get it. Everybody has their reason for being where they are. Or you can become the unstoppable badass. That's your other choice. You can start to learn how to listen to your body. You can learn how to calm your mind and your nervous system to allow it to go into a state of healing. You can learn how to advocate for your own health and your own wellness, and learn how to use discernment with your medical team rather than blindly following everything they say. And this is not a fault of the doctors. They're taught the limits that they give us. This is taught from a higher level. The problem is not the doctors. There are some wonderful doctors out there. Discernment is careful. You can learn ways that your body can move. Maybe if it's only for a minute or 2 minutes at a time. What can your body do? Start somewhere instead of being sedentary and making the pain worse. You can learn that diet that your body thrives on, and it may change with the seasons, may change year to year. You can have help and support, and you can have someone who's going to teach you how to heal yourself. You can experience true freedom, joy and bliss and peace that comes with that freedom. And most people won't take that second choice because they don't realize that they have that second choice. But you're different. You're here with me. You're ready to learn. And you know that you have a choice to become an unstoppable badass. This is absolutely available to you. Now, the 3 keys to freedom. So I put these into categories to just kind of help separate them a little bit. There's 8 of them total. So I'm going to pause so you can write them down if you're taking notes. So under the first one, you can accept the diagnosis without accepting the prognosis. The first piece that goes under that is, what is your belief to heal? Like the Henry Ford quote, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. It's absolutely true. So start to think, what does healing look like for you? How far do you think you can go? It's going to look different for everybody. And it's not up to me what your healing looks like. It's up to you what your healing looks like. So what is your belief to heal? Do you believe you can heal? Because whether you do or you don't, you're right. Now, the second one is advocating for yourself, letting go of what no longer serves you. This is what we were talking about last night. Letting it go of the people who are holding you back, of the limits that the doctors are putting on you, on the pharmaceuticals that may not be working well with your body. Some of them may be working with your body, and by all means, if those are working, stay with them. Some people do benefit from that. I'm not saying that this should be pharmaceutical free. That, again, that is up to everybody, what that is. But the limits that come with that, that's what I want you to advocate for. And that's what I want you to learn how to let go of. The things that are numbing you, the things that are distracting you, the things that are holding you back and keeping you small. Advocate for yourself. Let those things go. Let go of your story. Let go of thinking that you have to stay in pain or stay in trauma to be interesting, because trust me, you are going to be much more interesting when you break out of that. Much more. Whatever that's giving you, be ready to let it go. And then the last one that goes under the diagnosis, accepting the diagnosis without accepting the prognosis, is starting to see the connections between physical and emotional pain. And you guys did a bang up job of that the other night. So I know you already understand that. So under the second one, your body is speaking, but are you listening? So the first piece that goes under that is calming your nervous system. There's a lot of things going to walk through in the program to teach you how to do this on a regular basis. And I gave you a hint last night. One of them is taking time to just be, which can be really hard when your nervous system feels like it's like going like this all the time. And the other piece is, of course, learning how to speak to your body and cultivating the patience. And those kind of go hand in hand. I didn't want to do 9 keys. They kind of go hand in hand. Patience is an overlapping theme in everything. Having the patience to go the journey, having the patience to let your body heal the way that it wants to heal, learning how to talk to your body as you do that. And under the third category, the chronic doesn't have to be permanent. The first thing is doing challenging things. There's a quote by Les Brown. See, it's so easy to follow what other people have already done and use that in here. It's powerful. So Les Brown said that if you do easy things, you're going to have a hard life. But if you do hard things, then you can have an easy life. And I believe he's true. And you guys are all here. You've been with me training this week. This has been challenging. This counts as doing a challenging thing. Doing cognitive movement, facing your trauma, facing your story. That is one of the bravest things that anybody can do. And knowing that your subconscious mind is not going to reveal anything to you that you are not ready to handle. We just aren't wired that way. That is some tough shit to do. That is some of the most challenging things to do. And the way that you are going to feel on the other side of it is incredible. That is one of the reasons that I utilize psychedelic medication. Going into ceremony, not for the faint of heart. Doing cognitive movement, not for the faint of heart. Not at all. But on the other side, the rewards you get from doing challenging things is amazing. It builds that confidence. You can see what a badass you are every time you challenge yourself and you come out ahead. It is one of the best things that I have experienced. And then the other 2 things that go under that is finding the diet that your body wants and finding the movement that your body wants. And those can take time. But all those wrapped together, those are your 8 keys to freedom. Now, I wanted to share a couple testimonials from people who had worked with me. So I'm just going to leave these here for a moment. I'm just going to keep chatting as we're looking at this, and got a couple others to go to in a moment as well. So I don't know your exact reasons that you showed up today. Maybe you're tired of suffering. Maybe your pain levels are all you can think about or talk about. Or maybe you were just so sick and tired of the anxiety that comes with this and you are desperate for relief. Or maybe it's another reason I didn't list here. But what I do know is that if you're still here and you're still listening, then I know that you are probably committed to making a real change in your life. And you can start right now. Everything that I'm mentioning tonight, I have been through myself. From being attached to the diagnoses, to being stuck in my story, to waiting for the doctors to heal me, to feeling overwhelming pain and having no idea how to get out of it, to being terrified of my own body, feeling trapped in my body, being afraid of what was under the pain and anxiety, running. I mean, I ran across the country to escape from myself. I was so afraid. Having the pain be laced into who you are. But I am here to tell you, it does not have to be that way. I can show you the way out. I can show you the road to freedom, the road to unstoppable. And if there's one thing I want you to take away, this is the big takeaway, and I've already said it before. You have everything you need inside of you already. You can learn how to use the power of your mind by tapping into your body to experience true freedom and relief. And you can do it without spending years feeling stuck, going from doctor to doctor and spending tens of thousands of dollars trying to help yourself get better. Tens of thousands of your hard-earned dollars. I can teach you how to do this. and save you the many years and the tens of thousands of dollars that I spent to try to get here. I am here to facilitate healing and to teach you how to tune into your body. But make no mistake, you are going to be the one who is healing yourself. I'm going to be guiding you. I'm going to be supporting you. I'm going to be cheering you on. I'm going to be teaching you how to do this on your own. But you are the one who is in charge of your healing. And I'm going to help you see that. I'm here to help you get your life back. Or if you're like me and you didn't really like your life very much before pain, I'm here to help you cultivate a new life, a fulfilling life, a life better than you thought was possible. Just look at a couple more testimonials and just think about that. What does freedom look like for you? What would it allow you to do? You know, you've heard Vegan sharing here earlier this week that just after a couple of sessions with me, she was dancing with her kids again. Like, it can be that fast. I can't guarantee it for everybody, but when you're ready, like she was, it is amazing how fast things can change. I worked with an officer yesterday and got unsolicited feedback today that he had his first stress-free day on the job today because of working with me. It can be that fast. You will feel a difference. If it is in a life-shifting difference in one session, you can and will feel a difference in one session. So here's my offer. So this is beginning the week of July 10th, and this is individuals only. Like I said, I want to really refine this before I put it into a group setting. And I only have 6 spots total available, 3 for people who are in person in Maine and 3 for people who are virtual. So this is what it looks like. You're going to get 8 keys in 8 weeks. Funny how that works, right? Every week, every module, you're going to get a weekly module. You're going to have that to look at. This is going to be several days before we meet. You're going to get information about the key. I'm going to give you some stuff to work through with it, journaling, other exercises in there. And then during the session with me, which will schedule several days after you watch the module, you're going to let yourself feel however you feel. If you're in resistance, if you think it's not possible, you bring whatever you need to do. Don't force anything. Show up feeling exactly how you feel. We're going to neutralize it or remove the block. We're going to examine that belief. How true is it? And we're going to create a new perspective that supports how you truly desire to feel. You're also going to get access to me via Voxer, email, and text for extra coaching in between sessions. And I already have a YouTube channel that has some meditations and short videos. I'm going to be continuing to add to this as this program goes on to continue to support you when I can't be there by your side. So again, I've got limited spots here. You're going to have a chance to sign up here in a moment. Now, you're also going to get, and there's more you're going to get too, you're going to get ongoing support from me because there will be tough times when you're going to want to give up. Life is going to keep happening and it can be hard to stay the course. That is where a coach comes in. You're going to get the new version of my workbook that I haven't released yet. It's going to be a big part of working through the program. You're going to get your freedom back. You're going to leave with the confidence that you can do this and continue to feel better and better the more you do. You're going to have better skills and tools to handle the curveballs that life can throw at you. You're going to learn how to talk to your body, listen to your body for faster results, and your body is going to reward you by reacting and responding to you faster and faster with quicker pain relief. And the more you earn its trust that you're listening to it. And I'm going to teach you how to do these on your own so you are not dependent on me long term. That is not my goal here. Maybe that's not the best business model, but you guys do not need me long term. Once you've learned how to do this, you're good. You're good. You may need a touch up every now and again, but you don't need me for years and years and years. There's some few other bonuses that I'm adding in here. So if you already have a cognitive movement ball, I will figure out something for an equivalent value so you are not missing out on that. I'm also going to send a welcome gift. That's one of my favorite things I do with people who sign on with me for longer periods of time. That's about $50 of value. The ongoing support and accountability and the access to me, I really can't put a price on it. I'm not saying that with any ego, but I have a lot of people who are wanting to work with me, and having that access to me is priceless. And because you've signed on for a longer program, you get premier access to me. You get listed in my system as a VIP, you get priority scheduling. So that's also one of the things, if you do decide you want to do this, I encourage you to book out your appointments straight away so that you have the time that you want. You are also going to get a free 45-minute consultation with me to get really clear on your program goals. And if you decide that you're going to pay for this upfront and invest in yourself immediately, I'm going to add an additional 60-minute coaching session on the other side to help you integrate these changes that you've made. And so your investment for this, for 8 sessions, for the cognitive movement ball, for the accountability and ongoing support, for the extra meditation and videos, for teaching you how to heal yourself, for getting really clear on your goals, helping you stay with your goals, and then helping you integrate that on the other side to continue to keep with these changes. It's only $19.97 up front, or you can do 2 installments of $9.97. And then I'm going to kick off the fast action bonus here in a moment. I'm not sure how that's going to work since the chat isn't working so well. But when I get to the next page, it's about 6:45 right now. So if you decide in the next 15 minutes that you want to sign on with me, you're also going to get an additional 90-minute manifestation set at the other end of Become Unstoppable that you can use to manifest whatever you want. So if you want to have a conversation with me and understand more about how this will work, or you're not 100% sure whether this is something that is for you, I want you to scan that QR code, grab a 15-minute call with me. I opened up my calendar pretty far, so I've got a lot going on. My full transparency, there's a lot going on with my parents this week, so I have extra appointments, but I have fit in 15-minute calls wherever I possibly can. Please grab that link, grab that time with me. I'm not going to try to kick off this timer. I'm just going to go on that, and hopefully the chat is working again so that I can interact with you guys. I encourage you to grab that time, but if you already know that this is for you, I encourage you to sign up now. If I see it in the chat that is time between 6:46 and 7 p.m., I will honor and give you that 90-minute manifestation. So you actually get 9 sessions with me instead of 8. That is my way of saying thank you for taking your power and taking action tonight. Please let me know if you have any questions, and let me see if I can figure out this chat. All right. Oh my gosh, it's still not letting me see anything. Okay. Nope. Let's see. It's still showing me I can see comments. It's actually, let me see. I'm going to try this. There we go. I can see comments. I can see comments now. Yay. Okay. Oh, thank you, Figen. I just saw that you like my hair. Good morning, Shelby. Okay. Thank you so much, Figen. 25 specialists in 8 years before you started to see me. You've never had a pain-free day or anything less than a pain level 8 or 9. I'm now at a 2 or 3, and you sleep 3 or 4 hours at a time. Haven't slept for 8 years. I can't. Wow. Figen, that makes me so happy to hear. I am so glad. Thank you for sharing that. Lisa, I'm guessing that you're saying 3 of those are you with the mistakes we make. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I can see comments now. Does anybody have any questions for me? Or is anybody ready to dive in and do this with me and say yes right now? I'm not sure if it's going to let me see chats real time, but it does appear to be at least be letting me see them. I'm just going to keep refreshing this because that worked before. I love tech challenges. They're so much fun. Now it's frozen. I can tell you if you're ready to change while I'm waiting for this to unfreeze. If you're ready to change, I am here for you. You can do this. I would love to be your teammate on your journey to becoming unstoppable. Nothing would please me more. Ooh, Shelby, I saw that you did the apathy cogno set via the Shift Network. How was that for you? Andrea, you're on the fence. Great. Then I encourage you to grab that QR code. Let me put it back up again. Actually, hang on. Let me just put that into the chat. Okay. The link to book the 15-minute call with me is also in the chat now. So if you're on the fence, I encourage you to grab that. It's free, 15 minutes. We're going to chat, see if this is the right program for you. If it's not, that's okay. If it is, awesome. Oh, I can see comments real time again. It was awesome. Lots of burping and releasing. That's funny. Yeah, the the cop I was working with yesterday said he felt like he had a demon released, and he had this huge waft of heat come off from him. That was what I felt like one of the first times I did cognitive movement. I felt this huge chunk of heat just come off of my body. It was incredible. I felt so much better after that session too. You guys, this is the best I've ever felt in my life. And I'm still fixing things down at a mitochondria level because I ran such a long stress pattern, but I don't have pain. I'm going to need to watch the comfort food if I want to stay that way, because that's going to catch up with me sooner or later. But I can move every day. I went to bar class this morning with my mom. I walked my dog. Well, I went and ran and played with my dog before that. I did jumping jacks this morning. I can't remember the last time I did jumping jacks. And I feel good. And tomorrow's going to be a long day. My dad is having a pretty major surgery, and I'm ready for it. Really, really, really wish his belief system would allow him a non-surgical solution, but I respect him and I love him and I'm behind him. Feeling defeated was a big thing for you. I cannot wait to see what happens for you, Shelby, from doing that session. That is amazing. So yeah, does anybody have any other questions? And if you aren't comfortable asking them in the chat, then again, grab that link that I put in the chat, or if you were able to grab the QR code and book your 15-minute call with me so we can have a deeper chat. And I'd be happy to meet you, help you through whatever you're working on. You know, there's a lot of different things that are out there, but the thing that I found is going to give you the biggest bang for your buck is when you start trusting yourself, learning to talk to yourself, being able to tune into your body and get out of pain. And Fika, and by the way, I love working with you. You come with so much energy and you crack me up, and you're just a beautiful ball of light. I really enjoy working with you. And thank you for sharing your experience with me. I appreciate it. Yeah, it can be hard to believe what can happen in a cognitive movement session, but you would be amazed if you give yourself a shot. Nice squish. Yeah. Squishy's like, give it a shot. Give it a shot. I'm so glad, Figan. I love hearing that. My life changed after cognitive movement too. So I'm so happy that I get to do that for other people now. It's hard to fathom how a psychedelic looking soccer ball can change your life until you've experienced it. Believe me, I get it. I get it. You know, I signed up for Cogno Conscious, was just a little bit less at the time. I think it's more now. I'm not sure, but it was a little bit less than what I'm offering this package for. 3 days. And I dove in, and it was the best money that I had ever spent on myself. 100%. That was the best decision I had ever made. I put together a piece of furniture on the other side of that event just because I could. I'd done 24 hours of cognitive movement, and I had so much energy, and I felt so good. And mind you, when I started it, I was sitting on a heating pad. I had one of those anti-gravity beanbag chairs, a moon pod. Love that thing. Still use it for nighttime reading before I get into the bed, or nighttime TV watching. So the bed is only for sleep. Had to be on the moon pod, had to be on my carpet. I had an anti-gravity mat. That was how Cogno Conscious started for me. And on the second day, I didn't need the anti-gravity mat anymore. And by the third day, I wasn't sitting down very much anymore. I'd sit down when they were going over the lessons and everything, but I was able to stand up and do the whole sessions. And again, I felt so good after I finished it that I spent 2.5 hours in my kitchen leaning over, and my back couldn't handle that at the time. 2 weeks prior, my dad had to come over to help me put together another piece of furniture. I couldn't do it on my own. And I kept like having to sit up and give myself a rest because I couldn't deal with it. And 2.5 hours on my own. I really wish I knew before, right after my car accident, I could be taking dance classes now. Hey, who's to say you aren't going to be taking dance classes by the end of the summer again? Anything's possible. You're making leaps and bounds of progress. And with everything else that's changing for you, I think it's just a matter of time till you're taking dance classes. But yeah, I wish I had met you earlier too, so that you hadn't had to go through everything that you've had to go through. But you are incredibly strong, and I have a lot of respect for you. And I'm so glad that I get to work with you. A few more minutes on that fast action bonus. Any other questions? And this offer is going to be around, so you do have time. You're just going to be missing out on an extra session and extra value, but totally your decision. You can go at whatever pace you need to. Like I said, people have their reasons. So I'm going to be here. Ah, you're making vacation plan for next year's too. Yay! That is awesome. I'm excited about your manifestation too. You have good stuff coming, and you've been doing the work again. Like I've told her over and over again, like she's just such a great example, because no part of her wanted to hold on to what she's been dealing with. None. So she shows up, and one of the testimonials in there, I have 2 clients like that you two show up, you bring it, and you leave it there. There is no resistance whatsoever in your body to what you're dealing with. None. And I have so much respect for that. So much respect. And it makes for a powerful session, and it helps you move so much further ahead. When you're ready to release that doubt, when you're ready to be coachable, when you're ready to let it go and get rid of that resistance, that is incredibly powerful. And it's beautiful to witness, and it's brave, and it's badass, and it is all the things. Just scrolling up in the comments in there. Thank you, Figan, on wishing my dad luck. I appreciate that. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery too. Oh, you may meet my dog. Actually, you will. You will meet my dog next week. She's a sweetheart. She won't get along well with your dog because she doesn't play well with other dogs yet. I'm working on that. But she loves people. Absolutely loves people. She's a sweetheart. Just a little reactive to other dogs. It's a long story. But she does get along better with the cats now. They still make her a little nervous that she tries to sit on them instead of barking at them. So it's an improvement. Get 2 more minutes on that fast action bonus. Then I'll wrap for this evening. And I look forward to talking to any of you who want to have a deeper conversation about this. You know what? Maybe it would be good for her to be around then. Your dog was amazing and beautiful. Yeah, she needs dogs like that around her. She's getting there. I'm not afraid of her being around dogs anymore. So she probably won't react as much. I realized that someone in my past had instilled fear on me around other dogs and the damage they can do. And I was putting that on her. So we actually haven't been around other dogs since I made that realization. So we will see how she does. Okay. Yeah, we will see how they do. Yeah, she may do okay, especially if I tell her that she's going to meet a new friend. But yeah, they gave me permission to bring her into the office, so she gets to have an office day with me. And luckily, most of my clients like dogs. Your dog is beautiful too. He was so well behaved. I was so impressed. She's getting there. I didn't know how to control her until the last couple years. And then in the last few weeks, I've really gotten good. We've been practicing off leash commands, and it's pretty cool. And all that came from Cognitive Move. And I got her when I was disabled and anxious. So that's what the poor dog kind of took on. But she's letting that go as I'm getting stronger and stronger. And I'm definitely the alpha now, and she listens to me. So I actually get to see her right after this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this for the evening. I thank you all for joining me so much. Please reach out if you have any questions at all. Grab that time with me. Let's have a one-to-one conversation. You can also reach out to me, Messenger, email, any other place. Highly encourage you to grab that time so that we can talk directly, see exactly what's going on with you, and I can tell you exactly what you can expect and how far we can get. I'm not going to give you any guarantees that I can't follow through on. All right. I'm going to wish you guys a wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you may be. And have a good holiday weekend. If you are in the United States, some people are taking a 4-day weekend. Enjoy it. And I will see you guys soon, at the latest next week on Wednesday, for Getting Over the Hump. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care.